I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. Finding purpose and meaning. This is a subject that comes up often when I'm working with entrepreneurs. In fact, it's interesting, but it comes up more often the more successful the entrepreneurs I work with, because as an entrepreneur, it's crucial that we feel purpose and we feel driven in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We are evolutionary hunters. And in order for us to be motivated, in order for us to be engaged, in order for us to give what we know we can give, we actually have to be engaged in what we're doing. We have to be excited about it. We have to be connected to it. And now that's early when you first get started. Because when you first get started as an entrepreneur, let's be honest, the motivation for all of us is to survive. As an evolutionary hunter, when your back's against the wall, it's pretty easy to say, hey, I got to start swinging and get out of here and do something. So early motivation, a lot of the entrepreneurs I work with, I don't find that they have a problem with it. They're motivated. They want to get something done. They want to make it happen. But what happens is, once we get past that early point of survival, once we get past those first levels on Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, where we're no longer under threat, now we start needing to have a more existential motivation. We still have that innate drive, that innate motivation to go forward, but what is it that gives us purpose and meaning? Well, let me share with you what it's not, because this might shock you. It's not money. It's blown me away recently how often I've had the conversation with my high-end coaching clients about what do you do when money loses its meaning. I recently helped a couple go from having literally very little net worth at all to having over 8 figures, over $10 million in net worth in a 12-month period. That is incredible. That is explosive. That's one of those overnight success stories that nobody ever believes, that you really can't do, that doesn't really happen. But I watch this stuff happen all the time. I take people from 6 figures in net worth to 7 figures to 8 figures. It's part of our program. It's part of what we track. We actually look at net worth. We're obsessed with it. And the reason we do is because I want entrepreneurs to have a huge financial backstop. I want them to have money in the bank. I want them to have the security of having money. I want them to have so much money that it loses meaning. It becomes a way to keep score. And it happens. I get emails that say, or messages that say, hey, Alex, we just got to X number in net worth and I didn't feel it this time. It's not having the same effect on me as when we hit 1 million. When we hit 4, it just feels like another number. What do you do when money loses meaning? Well, you have to figure out what else is going to motivate you, what else is going to keep you in the game, what else is going to get you to the place where you feel purpose and meaning. It's not going to be accolade. So it's not money, it's not accolade. A lot of us feel like initially the credit we get, the response we get, the applause we get, the comments that we get from people that we changed their lives or made something happen for them or moved them forward. A lot of us initially, we live on that. I know I did. That was where I got my purpose and meaning, from people telling me what effect I had on them, how I helped them create momentum and move them forward and made them feel like they could do it. That was a huge part of purpose and meaning. But here's the issue. You go to an event like I do, ClickFunnels, where there's 4,000 people. You get up on stage and light it up like I did. You get off of that stage and you now have a high percentage of 4,000 people walking up to you and telling you what a great speech you had and how great you are and how great it was and how you changed their life. And you know what happens? You start hearing the deafening sound of approval. I always joke with people I say, when somebody gives me constructive feedback, when they say, hey, I think you could have done this a little bit better, I always say, thank you, because these days, what I'm hearing most of is the deafening sound of unanimous approval. There is nothing quite as empty as unanimous approval. And I know that sounds terrible. I know that sounds like, wow, what a jerk. Everybody's telling you you're doing great, and you call it the deafening sound of unanimous approval. But here's the reality. Once you get there to that place where everybody's telling you how great you are, you tell me if it doesn't become overwhelming, because you stand there thinking, how do I keep making this better? How do I keep doing more? If everybody's telling me how great I am, have I peaked? Am I there? Am I done? Accolade will not do it for you. There gets to a place where it's not enough to just have people tell you how great you are, especially for the entrepreneurs I work with. There might be some people out there who it's enough, but the ones I work with, they come back and they say, I still want more. How do I find purpose and meaning? How do I continue to drive forward? Well, it won't be attention. In fact, it's weird how attention shifts. When we first start as entrepreneurs, what we want is all eyes on us. We want everyone to hear what we have. We want everyone to consider our product. We want everyone to become our clients, to join the team, to work with us, to be part of what we're doing. And then what very quickly happens is, as entrepreneurs, we realize that attention equals it takes our time. And the more attention we're getting, the more people want to give us attention, the more we have to be available to get that attention. And again, it's not attention that will give us purpose and meaning. And so if it's not money, it's not accolade, it's not attention, what is it that will continue to drive you forward as an entrepreneur? What is it that will continue to give you purpose and meaning? Well, let me tell you, the only thing that I've ever seen drive any entrepreneur forward for an entire career without failing, and that is the contribution we are going to make to the tribe we select. We call it a client-centric mission. Who is that tribe? Who is that group of people that you have decided you're going to have an effect on? Because that will give you purpose and meaning. And it's not just your avatar, your client. It's who is that group, that underserved group, that group of people that's under attack, that needs to be defended, that it's up to you to go out and help. That will give you purpose and meaning. See, I help people make millions of dollars, but I also help people contribute to their tribe in a way that they weren't previously able to. I help people scale businesses so that they can make a massive difference in the lives of hundreds, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, and yes, millions of people. And that is what will give you purpose and meaning. When you as an entrepreneur create the infrastructure and the business, the system and the products that has a massive effect on the people who choose to do business with you, who choose to buy from you, who choose to use your products, who choose to be your patient, your client, your customer, that is what will give you purpose and meaning, the massive contribution that you can make. And here's the secret to it. You will feel the highest sense of purpose and meaning through the contribution you make to those most proximal to you. If you've listened to my podcast, you've also heard me say you will have the biggest effect on those most proximal to you. So the way that you find purpose and meaning is you build a team. You build your tribe directly around you that goes out and helps you serve your greater tribe. And the way you find purpose and meaning is to engage with the people on your team and watch them grow on a daily basis and see what they're capable of. I look at the people on my team and I'm blown away by who they are and what they do and how much they contribute and how much they care. And you know what? When I get up in the morning and I get ready and I go on a walk with my kids and I come back to the house, I'm excited about getting on my daily huddle. Because I fire up a Zoom meeting and I get to see faces of people around the world that are on a daily basis contributing to you, our tribe. See, for me, purpose and meaning comes from changing the lives of entrepreneurial personality types, the people who have always felt like they were meant for more, they were meant to do more, to be more, to make this world a better place. Because I also know that entrepreneurial personality types like you and me have been put down and shut down and told that we were less than for most of our lives. lives. And those of us who were able to survive the system, we often game the system. And if you did well, it's because you were playing it, not actually in it. And the reality is entrepreneurial personality types like us are the most important people in the world because we are the only source of positive human evolution, and we always will be. And every single day I get up, I wake up, and within 15 minutes, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about how do I assemble the team and the products and the systems and the structures to have the biggest impact I possibly can on you. And that is where the purpose and meaning comes from in my life. See, my client-centric mission is very simple. My company helps visionary entrepreneurs who can't turn it off and want to make a contribution just as much as they want to make a living. And we help them by creating systems, structures, frameworks, and classes that help them build world-changing teams and help them lean into their strengths. And the change we want to make is that entrepreneurs ignore their weaknesses, focus on what they can do, build world-changing teams and massive game-changing organizations. And we will know we're successful when we are the organization that is known for helping any entrepreneur make a massive contribution, a enduring impact, and build a world-class team. See, that statement in and of itself, in the many iterations of ways that we as a team say it, that gives me purpose and meaning. And I want you to know that in all candor, you give me purpose and meaning. Listening to this right now, because I know that even though this is a podcast and this is one-way communication, you and I are engaged in growth, we're engaged in exploration, we're engaged in pushing each other, and we're engaged in making a mutual contribution, me by speaking, you by listening, and that gives me purpose and meaning. So thank you for being here and for allowing me to be the person I am in the world today. And if you're looking for purpose and meaning, for what will keep you going, for what will motivate you on a daily basis, and for what will keep you pushing forward as an evolutionary hunter and putting up with the vulnerability, the exposure, the criticism, and everything else that happens to us, I want you to know it will be the people whose lives you want to change and the team you assemble to get there. That is where people like us draw purpose and meaning. If you're ready to create a world-class organization and you want us to help you, then right now go to sharfin.com, right now go to billionairecode.com and fill out a few questions for my team. You'll be given an opportunity to set up a call with a member of my coaching group and let them show you how we can help you create a forward planning structure, build a world-class team, and make a massive impact. And our organization is here to help you find purpose and meaning, because that is where we derive our purpose and meaning. Thank you for being here today. Go to billionairecode.com, fill out a few questions for us, sign up for a call with my team, and let's see if we can change the world together.